Hello, folks on YouTube. Another episode here of the multiplayer. Just talking about some planning had been done off camera previously, uh, coordination. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, things just got really. For a second, my mouse froze up and I couldn't move, and I was like, I hope didn't lose connection. No, it was just I don't know what was going on there. So yeah, folks on YouTube, we just talked about some stuff. I took a look at the save and took where Joey was with this Mexico thing and gave him some advice and was talking about that. But with the Navy stuff, so you got your task force that's currently in port. The reason is you had automatic detachment was set to off, which meant that if even one ship in the task force and your whole
Right.
Navy was one, I think, or two task forces, if even one ship got damaged from training exercises, the whole task force pulled in port for repairs, even though most of the ships were undamaged. So that's why you're not running out of fuel this precise moment is even though you don't have the fuel to sustain naval exercises for long, um, you don't have your fleet actually doing exercises right now, which is fine. Just because if you don't have the fuel, then the exercises won't do anything. They'll just damage ships. I don't even think you get Navy XP if you're out of fuel. So
Yeah.
I would just go to Navy screen, disable the exercises, set the task force to have automatic detachment on, so in the future you won't forget and you always have the damaged ships pull into port. And maybe even set the repair priority to medium. I think it starts at high so that they have to accrue substantial amounts of damage before they go into port, so that you don't have them popping in for quick repairs and then leaving over and over.
Yeah.
Um, because that can make it a little hard to figure out what's going with their resources, and it's less
Mhm.
efficient in terms of fuel because it actually takes a few hours for them to pull out of port and into port, during which time they're not producing Navy XP and they're still burning fuel. Um,
Okay.
so it's a very minor efficiency thing. I
Yeah.
would set your naval repair dockyards to 0 though, so that basically all the repairs they're currently queued up just don't happen, so you can just get some convoys produced. Um,
How do I do that?
Um, hold on. If you screen share,
Oh,
because I
I
also
found it.
was going to suggest before you actually do it, reordering your Navy queue so that the dockyard will go right into convoy production. Though
Yep,
maybe,
I've done that already.
oh, so you got the convoys at the top of the list?
Yep. I got one dockyard making a convoy, the other making a destroyer.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, and I would set the first destroyer in your queue to have a quantity of one. So when
Yes,
that destroyer
just did that.
finishes, the next the dockyard goes to working on the other partially complete destroyer rather than queuing up a brand new one.
Yeah. All right.
Uh, because one that's already partially complete would be finished faster. And
Yeah. And then it won't. It'll have something already partway through to work on.
yeah, and I would set the second one to 1 as well, so that when it's done, then maybe it'll tell you have a free docker and you can put it into convoys at that point,
Ah, okay.
and you can have both dockyards just churning out convoys.
All
Um,
right.
but another thing I can do is I'm buying convoys from you. I can cancel that trade partway through. Maybe not now, but a little closer to the end, and then you'll get back some of the convoys, the ones that weren't already delivered. So we can use that to like let you keep like 9 more of the convoys or 12 more, and between that and producing convoys, you'll have plenty to send weapons to Spain, to the Republic.
Okay.
Another thing you can see if you look at the world tension current wars, you can get a glimpse of this, or if you watch. I did fast forward a little to double check this. The Spanish Civil War is a little misleading. The two strongest sides are Spanish Commune and the Nationalists, despite where the borders are. The Carlists are really weak because they spawn in with a lot of green divisions that are like terribly under equipped. So they're likely to their
Yeah.
their front is likely to eventually collapse. Right now, they're just mostly a buffer between the Republic and the Nationalists. The Nationalists are a little bit stronger than the Republic, but the Republic should start getting Soviet aid, which will probably even out that power curve before the Carlist collapse. So they'll be pretty even matched, and then the commune's the strongest. But they tend not to really prioritize the right things in their focus tree. Like they'll wait a while to expand means of production, so they'll probably lose some ground to the Republic eventually. I expect the commune to win on the long run, but it would actually be better for us if the Republic did, because not only will they get more build slots and stuff, but they'll become a Soviet puppet. And then we don't have to worry about an independent communist Spain declaring war on everyone and their uncle and creating leading to a war we don't want in Europe,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Because they will. They have through their focus tree war goals on, let's see, Portugal, France, Germany, the Soviet Union, and I think there's one
Jeez.
Italy, Norway, Estonia, and I think there's one on the UK in there somewhere too. I think maybe it's via those who would not help us or something. No, that's if they go. No, that's if they go Republican, subvert Soviet control. But maybe not the UK. But they have a ton of war goals via focus, so they'll get themselves killed and quite possibly, most likely by attacking France and losing to France. France may be going fascist, so that'll just be giving a bunch of factories to France. It's better if the public wins because they can't go declaring wars as a puppet. They don't have war goals really via their focus tree either, unless they subvert Soviet control. And they get the most build slots, the strongest industry and highest war support of any of the past in the long run, especially when the commune replaces the anarchists. Because the anarchists can't add build slots via focus until after their civil war, whereas the commune can add a few during the civil war. Which means, plus they also get international brigades, so the anarchists, but they tend to get that earlier. So they have use less of the manpower from the states, and they add build slots, which means if the Republic wins this war, they'll be really strong, especially if the war drags on for a while. Um, but yeah, uh, let's see. Army economy stuff. Oh yeah, decisions. So you got 48 days left on your current focus, right?
Um, yeah.
Yeah, I looked at the timing. I would say in 8 more days, when you're at 40 days left, you might want to start inciting tensions. If you because it takes 90 days, and if you do it twice, at 180 days should be about the same time you finish National Bank. If you do that after state education, and National Bank will unlock an industrial concern that not only gives industrial research speed, but makes economy laws cheaper. So you can do that, and then switch right into war economy at that point, which you should be able to keep up because after you're done with the civil war against the fascists, you should be very close to flipping communists, and communists can maintain war economy even in peace if they have enough war support. So yeah,
Okay. So just incite tensions twice to get to 50 war support?
yeah, but I would wait to do it for 8 more days because it will
Yeah.
cost you stability. And
Okay.
yeah, and other than that, I mean, you switch out the guy in charge of the northern party defense line. You were
Oh, right, right.
attacking into that, yeah, like
Um,
swap
Manuel, yeah,
Cubilus or whatever
Manuel Avila
yeah,
Camacho.
the guy who's chief of the Air Force, and I would
Oh,
promote that
he's a
guy.
war industrialist.
Yeah, the guy who
Yeah.
currently signed is, which is
Yeah.
useless because he can't.
You want me to assign the chief of the Air Force there?
Yeah, because
Luis Kubilas.
if
Okay.
chief of the Air Force is also a
And did
general,
you want me to promote him first?
it doesn't really matter if you promote him first or after, but yeah, I would promote him.
Okay.
You, like you can promote someone who's currently assigned as a general, and it's exactly the same as if you promote him and then
Yeah.
instantly assign him. And I
All
would
right.
give
I'll promote
him offensive doctrine for the extra attack. You know, so he's a little better at defending, ironically.
him. All right.
Um, and you were attacking into that jungle into town.
Yeah, I canceled that.
Tamaulipas, yeah. Just I would yeah I'd build up planning and then maybe do it again and then call it off. It's a great way because you're attacking across the river, you get engineer experience. Because you're attacking with infantry, you get infantry experience, and because it's a jungle, most importantly, you'll get jungle rat experience. Particularly once you get trench warfare and theater training, and you probably want a jungle rat or two when you push down into South America.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, okay, yeah, I think that was all stuff I advised. Other than some stuff with looking forward at focus order, and saving up Navy XP to form your Marine Corps. So, I'm gonna myself. Oh, I should not forget this before I unpause. Um, I'm gonna delay my Civil War so that when I'm gonna improve worker conditions, just starting that now. I had to unassign a guy who gives stability, an advisor, and I reassign him instantly because you can't be 100% stability and run that. So I dropped to 99%. The reason I'm doing it, even though I'm 100%, is it'll add base stability, and I'm going to lose base stability later when I do limited interventionism and when my Civil War breaks out. Those two things will in total cost me 40% base stability. So I'm trying to build up some now because I'll be down to 30% base stability with those. I'll get 10% back from Old Age Pension Act, but it's still going to hurt my stability a lot. Um, yeah, but uh, I think I are you good to unpause or
Yeah,
all right?
I think so.
Cool. I'm gonna put on a different sound music than the bloody starting like allies theme. It's actually pretty annoying. I don't like it that much. And unpause here. Oh, hold on, like a million notices. Uh, I asked for licenses for a lot of people in military access for Chile. Okay, on pause.
All right. I've only got one more infrastructure to build in Jalisco before I can start making factories there.
Oh,
So I still added that Sonoran factory though. But I suppose I probably only really need to do one then. Although I only have one factory actually doing anything right now,
yeah,
so I
it's gonna take
suppose it doesn't really
forever.
matter anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna take forever to build anything, which is why I would just when you only have like one or two factories, you probably want to just uh
Work
build
on getting more.
Civ first. Yeah, because having max infrastructure effectively doubles the construction speed, but in each one adds a 20% additive modifier up till max. But having a
Yeah, once
second
I
Civ factory in construction will double the speed too, and have it's when you have really low factory count available, you want to just build more Civ
yeah,
instead of infrastructure first, unless there's a ton of natural resources you need in a state.
once I
Um,
get my factories back, it'll speed up.
yeah, and also once you immobilize your economy, um, oh shoot, I'll do that. I was gonna start running War Department 2 Ocean Navy Act. Uh, Lovely. Um, Hold on, I'm gonna pause because it's hard for me to pay attention to stuff and talk at the same time. Uh, so you're like just
Oh right.
huh?
You wanted me to beeline communist revolution, right?
No. Party of the Revolution.
Oh, right, that one.
That one doesn't give you a civil war. Communist Revolution does. Party of the
Oh,
Revolution gives you a better leader trait, at least
it
for
does?
industry. It gives you Party of the Revolution makes your leader essentially like a partial partial captive industry. You'll build infrastructure and civ faster with him.
Yeah,
Uh, Communist
and
revolution or hmm?
they're mutually exclusive.
Yeah, communist revolution starts a civil war, and whether you do that or turn communist via generic civil war, which is worse because you won't get the war support from the focus version.
Mm.
But if you do it via civil war, you'll get a Trotskyite instead as your leader who gives 5% war support and faster war goal justification. I think it's all right, but it's not as good as that infrastructure civ build speed when you have a long time to build up. And Mexico has very weak industry, so it needs everything it can do to snowball quicker.
Yeah.
um
Okay.
all right.
So then I need to get National Bank and go down that
Yeah, but
line.
when
Once
you
I research anti-disestablishmentarianism and then state education.
yeah, you wanted to do anti-disestablishmentarianism so
Yeah.
that you could
Yeah.
avoid a Cristero war later, although you can.
Yeah, I didn't want to get locked out of it
Yeah.
potentially.
um yeah, it's not till like 39 you otherwise get your next event to possibly strengthen the church.
Yeah.
That was up to you, but you sound like, and you can't have the Cristero War occur when you're already in a civil war, but the moment your civil war against this warlord ends, if you're an atheist state,
Yeah.
you would jump right into another civil war against the Cristeros. So
Mm,
that would just be a little bit ridiculous at that point.
yeah. All right.
So,
And
yeah.
then I'm saving up for doctrines, both Navy and Army ones, right?
No, with Navy XP, I'd be saving up for your special forces to get your Marine Corps. I think you have to Tech Marines 1 before you can do it, but um, so
What do you
Navy,
spend the Marines cost Navy experience?
yes. There's 3 special forces: Mountaineers, Marines, and Paratroopers. Mountaineers cost Army experience. Marines cost Navy experience, and Paratroopers cost Air XP.
To,
Um,
to train
no,
or
for they have their own doctrine trees now, completely in parallel to
oh,
your
I
Army and
understand.
Navy. And most nations can only do most minors can only do one special forces doctrine tree until they become a major, and then you can unlock a decision, which will unlock a second. Some of the majors, like the United States, get a focus that'll unlock a special forces tree, and then also decisions, so they can do all 3. Like the
I see.
U.S., Germany, France, and the U.K., I think, can all do all 3, and the Soviet Union. But most countries in the game can only do 2, and only their second once they become a major. Like you'll eventually become a major through factory count and maybe being a faction leader of
All right.
like. All right, on pause. But yeah, if you're just let's see, you're like just not doing much right now, right? I mean, your navy is deferred repairs, your army is just holding the line, and you're just
Yep.
waiting on focuses and decisions, right?
Pretty much.
Uh, yeah. Don't forget on the 13th, you're probably gonna want to start inciting tensions. So tomorrow in the game.
Okay. Don't want to spend my political power on raids right now, though, right?
Oh no, raids pay for themselves in the long run. Anti-communist
Yeah,
raids.
but don't I need to save for the tension? Well, I have 142, and I need
Your
to save for tensions and war economy, right?
tensions isn't very expensive. It's like 25, right?
Yeah.
And
But I got 2 of them for 50.
yeah, and
Oh wait, I'm about to get 160
yeah,
from.
you're about to get 160. You'll keep
Okay.
getting it the whole time, and your central bank will give you a discount on
Yeah.
war
So I can do
economy.
anti-democratic raids. All right.
Um, yeah. Let's see. Just checking where I got my army. Looks like I got everyone up on the. Some defending the west coast. Some basically arrayed against a British attack in case they do their war goal on me sooner than expected. Presuming that Canada will still be their puppet when they do it, although maybe not, or in their faction at least. Hold up. Looks like I got all these guys equipped, but not. Oh, they've already got their rifles. No, never mind. I'm good with. I'm pausing there. I thought for a second I was messing something up with troop training, but no. The only thing I've done is maybe missed one day on lobbying effort and didn't start war department as soon as maybe I should have. Minor mistakes, but it adds up. It's weird. People must have started buying less stuff from me. Oh, here we go. Austria seeks our support. The Republic of Austria sent an ambassador to us requesting our aid. The Austrian leadership has seen worrying tendencies from the leadership of the People's Republic of Germany, and as they cannot mobilize to meet the threat due to a treaty of whatever, they're now more formally requesting our support. I'm going to guarantee Austria. If Germany or Italy attacks them, that'll put me at war. Let me mobilize my economy, even if I haven't hit my civil war yet. You're cool with maybe potentially getting in a war with Germany or Italy, right, Joe? If it comes down to it, I mean, like, I may eventually try and pull you into that war. For a long time, it'll probably just be a standoff with naval skirmishes, but at some point, once I flip ideology, yeah. Although, maybe it will end up happening that I do like a naval landing in Swissig and capitulate Germany if it happens real soon, and then break them up into I can literally balkanize Germany into a bunch of supervised states, and when I flip communist, they'll all become independent communist nations eventually. So, cool.
So should I be supporting the Spanish left when I can?
Yeah, the Republic side. So that, I mean, it'd be optimal if they win this, but not too quickly, because all the other sides have focuses that can add build slots in their states, and so yeah, I would support them. Anyways, they're a little bit of risk of getting wiped out before they can get their feet on the ground. They need the Soviet aid to really stabilize their fronts.
Yeah.
Because I think they have like one military factory right now. So they really need the Soviets will give them a couple with Soviet equipment shipments. That'll give them 3. At that point, they'll be able to replace lost equipment and hold their front line against the commune and the nationalists and the Carlists. Carlists are actually even worse shape than they are, but they're the second weakest faction in the war. The nationalists get a bunch of military factories very quickly through emergency munitions corporations, which give them 3, so they'll actually be outproducing the Carlists and eventually wiping them, probably. The only real issue they have is that their capital is in Seville, and issues with supply. I don't know how. Eventually, Seville will probably fall, and then they'll push out of Galicia into Carlos, Spain. Anyways, pause here. So we can basically say, and let a lot of time pass here. Czechoslovakia surrenders Sudetenland. Yeah, they're taking their fascist path and also surrendering the Sudetenland. German appeasement. When questioned, a source in the Czechoslovakian foreign office replied it was obvious which way the wind was blowing. This is the only path to national survival. France says they would have supported them. This gives Germany control of the Sudetenland, renames the states for what it's worth, and they get cores. So
Yeah.
stronger Germany. It does mean that Czechs can't run their fortification focuses, though, so they'll never get as much recruitable population.
Mm.
Although considering they're going fascist, I'm fine with that. And they still have divided nations, so they're not only going fascist, they're going the fascist path where they have a civil war between the Czechs and the Slovakians.
Did
Which
Germany demand the Sudetenland?
no, the um hold on, just doing
The
a
Czechs just offered it up?
yeah, they have a focus. If you go click on them and look at their focus tree,
Yeah.
just you can click on unknown focus to show a tree. It's under strategic decisions, German appeasement, deliver the Sudetenland. And so they just give the Sudetenland to Germany.
Hmm.
That path gives, well, it says actually German appeasement gives communism support. So that is actually reflavored towards towards Germany's ideology. It's used to give fascist support no matter what ideology Germany was. Um,
Ah,
but they've been losing communist support because they probably have a fascist demagogue assigned. So
yeah.
they did that. Anyways, but yeah, German appeasement, deliver the Sealand, and they can do German technology, which does give them a little bit faster research and air and land doctrine discount. So they get that consolation prize, and then they can become a German puppet, which I don't think changes their ideology to communist. I think they remain democratic, pathing towards fascism.
Mm.
Um, Otherwise, if they do flip, then they'll be a communist puppet that will still end up going into a civil war once their fascist support is high enough via their advisor, which they probably have assigned, and that will mean they keep taking fascist support, and then they'll have a civil war against the Slovakians, even though it'll be like a communist versus democratic or communist versus fascist war. I'm not sure. I believe the
Yeah.
Slovakians are democratic, so it'll be a communist democratic war probably. Um, should be interesting. See how the game plays out. Uh, let's see. On pause again. Sorry. I did redo some of my construction queue. Um,
Oh,
Vanguard Chile just lost to the monarchist Chile, and now it's just Easter Island that's a holdout. Rapa Nui.
hmm.
Yeah.
I can afford trench warfare.
Oh, yeah. You didn't have a doctrine at all, right?
Nope, not yet.
Um, were you running Spirit of the Army, or I mean, you were running Quick Improvisation already, right?
Uh, yeah, that's the only one I have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Trench warfare will be really cool, and it'll make your troops dig in deeper, so they'll all. That's effectively like 20% attack and defense to every one of your divisions. So
Okay.
definitely useful. Um. Yeah. Um. hmm, Um. Want to give out a
Okay, so I can have them
promotion.
attack again now that their planning is at max.
I would wait. You'll get your next army doctrine after trench warfare is grand battle plan. That'll give you extra planning. Um, and I think you're working on infantry equipment one tech, and once you start producing better rifles, you'll be able to push there and deal more casualties relative
Right.
to losses and
Okay.
yeah. But the planning will give extra breakthrough, so you'll take fewer losses. Well, you could attack and just to wear them down and gain experience. You could attack and call off the attack. It's up to you. I mean, do you want to like throw away men to train your general? It's actually not a bad idea. You won't lose men very fast there. Or do you just want to wait? Like I can't tell you what to do, but
I can probably wait.
yeah. Well then it's all cool. I might have a bunch more Springfield rifles. But yeah, you don't have any factories free to buy them right now, I assume. Um, oh, Australia is buying fighters I put up, and
Should I support both uh Spanish lefts if I can?
no,
Or
because every
just
time,
wait for the Republic.
yeah, I would. You're sending to the Republic and just waiting for the event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
would
just
just
waiting on.
because every time you do it, you have a chance of losing the convoys, and
Okay. So
and
I
if
don't.
if
Maybe
you
when I have more convoys.
yeah, maybe when I cancel the convoy purchase in a little while. Oh yeah, that was the thing I needed to be keeping an eye on. My purchase of your convoys and see what's a good point to call that off. Next delivery in 1 day. Okay, and then how much equipment am I gonna get then? Uh, expected 3 convoys. Let's see, and after that there'll be 5 more deliveries. They give 16. Okay, so it's a little more than 3 each time. 6 of 11. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Um, yeah, on pause. It's not quite necessarily time to cancel that. And oh yeah, what's your economic capacity surplus right now?
Uh, 3470.
3470 built up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's getting to be a bit. Um, hmm. 4 convoys in the next delivery. Yeah, so after the next delivery, I should probably cancel the purchase, which would be a little more than a month, and then you'll get uh, what will you get back? You'll get 12 convoys back. It will also inflict a relations penalty, but that's only important if like you were under AI control. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll make it so you negotiate licenses. That's actually something I could do is I could try and license some of your equipment to give you factories if you approve that. Did you get the? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Is there anything that would even be remotely worth licensing? Basic infantry equipment, towed anti-air, towed artillery. Uh, interesting. I don't know what this does with regards to. Wonder if I should do that. it would effectively give you a factory. Oh, I could license ships too. That might actually be moderately worthwhile. Take a look at your ships. I'm curious, uh what do your destroyers have like as equipment? You have two obsolete destroyer classes. Well, I mean, you probably don't have one that's obsolete, but what do they have as equipment?
Um, the Durango.
Yeah, if you open the variant screen, it should show.
Um, uh, let's see, light battery one, anti-air one, fire control system, and an engine one.
So it's just a basic thing.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. And maybe later. I can't neglect my own industrial build up too much, but one thing I could do is just I'm not sure how that would work if you give you factories that could be used. Oh, I could just do early ship pull, and it's. I was thinking I could license your coastal defense ships, although you would need a variant that has like the actual heavy guns for it to be even remotely worthwhile. Um, Coastal defense ships are cruiser-sized ships, but they can host battleship-sized guns. Although the variant you start with only has heavy cruiser guns, which not great because it costs a lot more in a heavy cruiser to build, and has no real advantages. But an actual proper battleship hull has a lot more hit points. It doesn't cost that much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got 7 convoys now.
You've got 7 convoys. Oh yeah, because your dockyard's been building them.
Yeah.
Um, and you are buying, I believe, or
Oh,
did
I'm
you?
buying some too, right?
Oh, you finished up the purchase agreement of
Yeah, I just received some from you.
rifles. I'm looking, buying. Oh, selling to, selling to, selling to. I see France. I don't see you listed anymore. I think it must have.
I'm still selling to you. But yeah, I think I just received the last delivery.
Yeah, hasn't updated yet, but I think that was the last delivery of rifles. Which means you should have more factories on your.
Yep, I've got them all back. Now I've got 6.
Cool. 6 are working on construction in Sonora.
Yep.
Oh, cool. And you have like a couple build slots there, right?
Yeah, 2.
Um, yeah, so you could queue up a couple Civ factories there, and maybe even just do both of them, and then get back to the infrastructure further down, and that allow you to scale up your purchase of weapons, and then maybe even start sending rifles to the communists as well later for more XP gain.
Okay.
Uh, Hold on. I just finished a research, so I'm looking at what I should tech now. Uh, bu- 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 Engineering. I'm all caught up with that. Oh, it's getting close to 38. 63%. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to do electronics ahead of time, does it? It's gotta be something. Degaussing. Yeah. It should actually increase the funds gain, I think. This is a little ahead of time. Maybe I'll wait a little bit. I think it caps. Yeah, I'll just wait a day. Or until you get 50. Oh, I can do it today. Sorry. Here we go. Diesel powered emergency pumps. I forget you get naval experience when you do exercises throughout the day. It's not at the end of day like army or experiences from exercises. Just moving some aircraft around here for a second. Pause again right at midnight. I'm already on full fuel anyhow. Why do I bother? Cool. I'm just gonna saw in my aircraft stuff. Got all these ships doing exercises. Get a song going here. Oop. Decisions available. Jeez, I haven't gotten any negative events this time around. In terms of house support, I'm done lobbying. Lobbying is a foul thing. This subverts the very idea of democracy in a way. And I know they try and dress it up as, oh, you're in the here, you're not actually doing the corrupt stuff, but I don't really buy it. Like you're just visiting the congressman to get behind your agenda. Special measures very literally talks about what's best for their bank account is best for the country. Tell me that isn't hinting at corruption. Senate retires. I don't care that much. Senate is easy to please. It's the House I'm worried about. So I'm positive. And oh yeah, that Civil War is over. Oh shoot. Why did I not realize that? I was doing Civ in Oregon before. I was just looking right at it. I didn't even notice before I had the infrastructure done. I'm gonna start on a factory in Florida for get this mission to do it, and it makes the House and Senate happier. Zaibe Sinma, so that war is over as well. And of course, China left a rump state that's now locked out of like its whole focus tree because they capitulated. It's annoying. They should just annex them at that point.
They only took a couple states.
4 states, but yeah, they didn't take them all. Zaibe Sinma has a ton of territory, and they left them with 3 states. I mean, I guess it's useful if we ever come into China, and then we can balkanize and create like 2 new, like a communist and a puppet, or like 2 new puppets out of Zaibe. They both get generic trees that won't be locked, and the rump state is still there with its locked focus tree. So
yeah,
it can provide opportunities for us, but yeah, it's stupid of China. What is clear is they're gonna eat up all the. They took a focus to subjugate the warlords, but they offer everyone. Um, they 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 get a focus where they can demand that they all become puppets. If you look at their country screen, Xinjiang, Yunnan, Guangxi, Click, and Shanxi are all their puppets. That also turns Xinjiang non-aligned when they start off the game as communist. And so this means that the only part of China they don't directly control now, besides Manchuria, which is, broke off fascist.
Mao.
Is Mao. They're coming for Mao soon. And they'll probably finish him off before he creates a faction, which means there's nothing I can do unless I create my own faction. Oh, you're going to say something?
I was going to say that in Tibet, but I guess Tibet's not necessarily part of China, depending on how you look at it.
I mean, it's
part of China now.
Yeah, it is. It has a long history of being a peripheral part. It's kind of annoying. The reason the game doesn't treat as if Tibet is just because of Western imperialism and we must resist Chinese imperialism. I mean, it was literally a brutally oppressive theocracy when the communists invaded, and it is given it's a semi-autonomous region, so it's not like it's tightly controlled from the central government, But it protects them against, otherwise, the reason the U.S. wants to break off Tibet and what's Xinjiang in the game here so badly is, well, it's to weaken China, and it's to, of course, heavily exploit those areas to, move in with multinational companies. And, with a weak government, it's much easier to exploit the people. So, also set military bases on China's western border to then attack them, because World War III is coming, and the U.S. is going to be the aggressor in it. May try and provoke China.
You can't see puppets on the diplomatic screen. You just see opinion.
You can't but if you go to the country screen, it shows their list of puppets. So you can see that they have 4 puppets, and they're improving relations with 2 of them, interestingly, for some reason. But I don't know whether wasting political power in that. But yeah, they do eventually get one China policy, and they'll either offer Tibet puppet status or just invade them. It's it's way down their focus tree. It doesn't happen to 1948, but it can absolutely happen. So if you get an Operation Unthinkable kind of thing where the game won't end until 1954 or something, because if you start a war before 48, you don't even get the end screen, which I think you can continue past anyhow until after that war is over. So you can easily end up with a game that doesn't end until the 50s. So it's irrelevant in some games, and if you start a really late World War II or you start World War III before the normal game end date, then that can become of minor importance. Yeah. So you're inciting tensions and doing anti-communist raids?
Anti-democratic, but yeah, I'm doing both.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're not doing anti-communist right now?
Should I do anti-communist as well?
Yeah, so that they don't become popular enough to potentially start a
All right.
civil war. Though right now,
Yeah.
they might not be gaining in popularity because of women's suffrage and most of the increased support going towards Democratic instead. But
Yeah, that's true. They're
nonetheless,
still going up slightly, but
yeah,
less.
they do nonetheless pull out of your ruling party popularity, which is non-aligned,
Yeah.
and trying to keep that up as long as possible. It'll just give you a little more stability, and you gain base stability from the raids anyhow.
Mhm.
It costs you 10%, and then you get 11.9 back, so you gain 1.9% base stability for each set of raids.
Yeah.
Um, in addition to keeping your ruling party popularity up, so it's all right. Right now, while you're at sort of church, I don't think you can prosecute clergymen, which gives you, I think, 3% stability for 50 political power. Is that right? You should be able to look at the decision even though you can't run it.
Um. Yeah. 75 political power for 3 stability.
Oh, so it's actually it's about the same cost effectiveness as raids,
How
except that
much? How much you get from raids again?
1.9% for 50. So it's slightly better than
Ah.
raids, and raids reduce your stability when you start them, and then it takes time to gain back that stability. So it is
Yes.
more cost.
Whereas these are just instant stability.
I think you don't get the stability until the decision is over. So it
Oh, really?
takes like a month or something. I think it says effect when
Yeah, you're
removed.
right. Active for 30 days. Affects when removed. Gain 30. Okay.
So after a
Still.
month, but it's quicker and it's more
Yeah. It
cost
doesn't.
effective,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
doesn't
Okay.
increase ruling party popularity. So
That's true.
raids can be more beneficial if there's ideology drift going on like you got.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, unpause it. Um,
Oop. I lost some convoys.
oh, well, you got Navy XP, right? So
Yep. Enough to afford a Navy doctrine. But I want to save for Marines, so
yeah.
just let it pile
Uh,
up.
yep. I mean, soon enough you'll be state education of another research slot, and you should be.
Yeah.
I think right now you're doing infantry one
I
and
don't.
some industry.
Um. Yeah, I am doing improved machine tools, which is almost done, and infantry one.
Uh, yeah. So you can probably after improve machine tools, you could probably uh
Start working on Marines.
you could yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that may be
Should,
more.
should I
Oh,
be
you
hiring a chief of the Navy anytime soon?
not a huge priority right now. Um, eventually you'll
I've
have
got a
tons of docks
I've got a
and
genius naval reformer and a specialist
yeah. No, right now
decisive battle
I wouldn't worry about
decisive battle
right
specialist.
now. Right now you got decisions, and if you and an Air Force chief is probably a higher priority in the long run than Navy anyhow.
Yeah.
But yeah, you probably don't have mechanical computing or electronic mechanical engineering, do you?
Nope. Neither.
Yes. So probably that's actually a higher priority than Marines. Probably want to
Okay.
get some of your that stuff and radio. Once you get radio, you can run radio propaganda when once world tension hits 30%, or maybe while you're at war, you can do it now. I don't know. Once you have the tech.
All right.
Let's see. I can actually see under propaganda efforts. Yeah, world tension has to be 25%, but eventually you'll be able to gain some war support once you have radio, and you'll need the electron mechanical for the research speed. On pause. Um. Oh, just about to
Oh,
finish. What?
I can't flip the war economy.
You can't?
How do I get my war? How do I? Oh, wait.
Yeah, you can't do war economy yet because you don't have the war support yet. You were saving up for
So I have to be fascist or communist, but
well, you're in
no, I,
a
I don't think I don't think my enemy has more. I don't know. Do they have more than 40% of my factories?
Maybe not yet, but they should have it soon because they do focuses to get factories.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, they have 3 to 5, and you have 13 to 15. I don't know what your actual count is right now, but
Okay.
they'll eventually gain 10 from focuses. So yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
should catch up.
All
And
right.
um, but you'll want to get your national bank before you mobilize your economy because it'll save you some political power on the mobilization anyhow. Um, and that'll let you do more like raids and more stuff with
Oh,
Cristero
yeah.
fighters and stuff like that. So yeah,
So should I actually save my political power for the Banco de Mexico instead of war economy?
well no, Banco de Mexico will make war economy cheaper. It'll give you a 25% off discount, so it'll only
Oh,
cost like
wait.
one.
What's an industrial concern, though? Doesn't that... Yeah, that
And
costs... Oh, only 25 to add. Okay, that's not
yeah,
bad.
Banco de Mexico is really cheaper. It's 25. I thought it was 75. It only
Oh,
costs
yeah, that one's 75. The others are 25.
yeah, but it gives you 37.5 off of war economy of like those kind of changes.
Yeah.
So you do
Yeah,
get
20% off.
some of that back, and the industrial research speed is really helpful too. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, you just got a ton of like things to do with uh political power. Strengthening your country, raids for stability,
Yeah.
inciting tensions to get enough war support for war economy when after you get your central bank,
Okay. Now I can
and
start researching anti-disestablishmentarianism.
yeah, you start
I've got
focusing that. Yeah.
212 political power.
Um, are there any decisions you can run? That's a lot of political power. I'm just trying to think. You probably have to save
War-
some for.
I've got war propaganda
Oh, you can run
for
war prop.
150.
Oh, that's really expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably need to cite tensions. You again, once the current one is done, there's
I'll probably just sit on it for a while.
how much does
Oh, I could get a military terrorist for 100.
no. How much does assassinating a Cristero trader cost again?
75? Yeah, 75.
75? Oh, geez. Yeah. Yeah, but you probably want you're seeing at 212. It'll cost you a little more than 50. Yeah, you'll probably want to incite tensions again, and once you do state education in your wheat church again, you'll probably want to assassinate a Cristero trader just to be sure that you can hit clear 50% war support. And then I guess, and that'll also get you to grand battle plan sooner for the command power income. And then yeah, probably you do want to do war propaganda. Or shoot, you can only do that below 50% war support, can't you?
Which one?
Uh, war propaganda.
War
You have
propaganda.
to.
Yeah, that's less than 50.
Oh yeah, so you may.
Assassinating I can do as long as it's less than 95%, though.
Yeah. You just finished capital punishment, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You should probably just do war propaganda right now because it might be a little bit of a wait till the junta has enough
How much
factories
more
for war.
support will it add up to?
I it should
Is
say
it
on the
point 0.5
decision.
a week? Point 0.5 a week for 90 days?
Yeah. So like that's like 12%, right? No, that's 12 weeks. That's like 6%. It's a little bit. But you can only do it once per game, and it's definitely more effective than assassinating the Cristero traders. So
Yeah. So I should start it?
yeah, because you'll never be able to do it again once your war support's over 50. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, you should do it. used to be you could spam it infinitely or something, but now you can only do it once per game. So,
Mm. All right.
all right. And I'll pause it when you're ready.
All right.
Cool. Um, so yeah, between war propaganda, your central bank, and then once Mexican junta has enough factories, war economy, that'll keep you busy with your political power. And then there's also assassin Cristero traders for Army XP. And yeah, um, yeah, I've seen it. It's really brutal trying to push into Central America. I've seen the AI get stuck forever, and I think once I even tagged over to Mexico and tried it myself, and even I had trouble with it. It's tough to push through those jungles, which is why like getting Army XP so you can get your doctrines is so important
Yeah.
because that'll give you an edge. Um,
All right. Finished. Improve machine tools.
uh, yeah, and then electronic mechanical engineering probably so you can get radio, which give radio propaganda once world tension is high enough.
Okay.
Oh, oh yeah. This is new. This just happened yesterday. Portugal sent volunteers to Carlos, Spain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Portugal's going monarchist, so they can help the
Right.
Carlists with volunteers.
That
That
makes
will
sense.
Carlists are the weakest side in the Civil War, so that will cause them to last a little longer. If we're lucky, that'll let them to last long enough to grab encourage local development. Let's give them some factories before they end up collapsing. Looking at their Dictator for Life, McQuee. Would have sworn they had some more fleet worthy of a king, strength and empire, prosperity, infrastructure. It must be tied to certain states. I was gonna say I thought they had other focuses that can give them factories, but I guess they're tied to states they don't currently control, so it does nothing. Yeah, on pause. But yeah, all the more reason to keep sending rifles to the Republic because if Carlos Spain becomes too powerful with those Portuguese volunteers in a couple of weeks or just under, it's the Republic that they'll push into first. Um, like even if they crush the nationalists, the Carlists, the nationalists still have a little pocket down near Seville, so they won't die. And the
Yeah.
Republic is probably the side we want to win the war. Um, they'll be allied with the Soviets, which I'll probably end up eventually. I have a focus to let me join the Soviet faction once they have their civil war and then form a faction again. I won't want to join the Comintern because then I'll get drawn into the Soviet Civil War. And uh, actually, that's not a terrible idea to get drawn into the Soviet Civil War, is it? Of course, I think they actually dissolve their faction when their civil war happens. I come think of it. And they got to be right on the edge of it anyhow. I probably would try and join it and fall just shy or something.
Hmm.
Could be wrong. I don't know exactly where they are in their focus tree. Um, maybe I could have done that and carved out some states out of the Soviet Union. If I sent a bunch of troops over to fight Stalin, help the Trotskyites. Um, it's probably something the United States would have done too, since it would have weakened this. They would have considered it to be weakening the Soviet Union, and Stalin was very heavily demonized, and historically, like the CIA collaborated with Trotskyites a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, they had a much friendlier relationship than like the Stalinists, the CIA, and the Trotskyites. So it's actually feasible that if something like this happened, the U.S. might have decided to like send a bunch of troops over. After all, the U.S. did get involved in the first Russian Civil War between the White Army and the Red Army.
Yeah.
So Why not between Trotsky and Stalin? Um, I just finished War Department, starting 2 Ocean Navy at. Sweet, sweet dockyards. 10 dockyards with build slots. So the build slots are in states that uh, New York gets up to 25 by the end of the game, anyhow. So only useful thing is California gets 5 build slots, but it takes a while to get that many build slots normally, so it's still beneficial. Um, as long as my navy is strong, no one can really touch me. That's the idea. Um, so on pause if you're cool, or
Yep.
yeah, just a lot of letting things proceed and seeing what goes on with Europe. I'm guaranteeing of Austria, so if someone invades them, I could get drawn into a. Oh, I'm not the only one. France and the UK are both guaranteeing Austria as well. Hey, that means if somebody attacks Austria before the UK flips communist, because they'll either have to wait till their election in 39 or they'll have to do a decision, which they should have available to flip. But
Yeah.
if if someone attacks them, I can join the Allies and I could, because the UK will still be democratic and I'm limited to only be able to join same ideology factions as the United States via one of my national spirits, home of the free. Cannot join factions led by another ideology. But
Uh,
yeah, I could join the Allies, and then even once the UK flips communist, I'm still in their faction, and I could take over leadership of the faction even at some point. Just completely screwing over the Brits.
yeah.
That could be cool. Um, but yeah, it would be suicidal for the Germans to attack Austria. They would get completely curb stomped by the British, the French, and me. In fact, I'd probably send troops over because if they're gonna die anyways, I'd rather get some more score and carve out a puppet or two. Um, cool.
Why do they want to attack Austria?
They get a focus to do it. Liberate Austria. It's
Which tree?
hmm? It's under their communist tree below People's Victory. Liberate Austria requires social ownership, and that's all it requires. Once
Oh,
once they run
I
state
see it. I see
social
it now.
ownership.
Okay.
That's interesting. Social ownership modifies MIFO bills. That's actually really bad. If they run social ownership before they cancel MIFO bills, when they cancel their MIFO bills, they lose the MIFO bill spirit and they get recovering economy. Um, and whereas if they take things like social ownership first, I mean, so if they take things like social ownership after they cancel the MIFO bills, it affects the recovering economy, so they get a permanent bonus to their economy. Huh. I don't know. I have no idea what
It
focus they're
might
running.
keep it.
They might keep what?
The the bonus. It might just transfer to the new national spirit.
I doubt it. Paradox is really lazy with its coding and stuff. I really doubt it. If something like this can go horribly wrong, it will, because they never do a good job of coding stuff. I mean, just no. You can pretty much be sure. Oh, geez, I'm not going to finish the factory in Florida in time to appease. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Is there any way I can. No. Speed this up? Nope. Oh, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, my bad. I mismanaged something in my construction queue. I had to build a military factory in Florida by a certain date, and I'm gonna fail the mission because even though I'm building the factory, it won't be done till December, and I only have till some point in November to finish it.
Hmm.
Shoot. Even if I built infrastructure there right now to speed it up, the infrastructure get done so late. Like, I don't think it would even speed it up enough. Let's see. Hold on. Infrastructure in Florida, November 20th. Yeah, no, that's like just before the mission fails. Not gonna make a difference. Shoot. And I shouldn't even bother with this factory right now, or at least not prioritizing it. That's gonna piss these people off. Bloody A. I always mess something up, but don't I? All right.
What'd you need the factory for?
I get these mission. I got this mission. Like senators and congressmen from Florida approached me and
Oh
asked
yeah.
me to build a factory in Florida, and by doing it and succeeding in the mission, you gain House and Senate support. The problem
Hmm.
is that I neglected to start on the factory until too late, and so I'm not getting the
Yeah.
support. In fact, I lose support for failing the mission. Because I had 38 days to finish the factory, and
Can you finish it if you have 15 things working on it?
nope. It would currently take 53 days, and I have 37 to finish, unless. Hold on.
So I could
Mm,
see if I can buy some stuff off you.
no, it would take 30 days to get the delivery, to get the surplus, economic capacity surplus. Although maybe I should check. There may be other nations that are buying stuff that are going to finish a delivery. Uh, next delivery 16 days. Next delivery 21. If it's at the top of my queue, it might benefit from next delivery in 8 days. Let's see, that'll give me 150. 16 days. 11 days. How many days am I going to fall short again? 16? 16 days short. Hold on. It might be feasible to pull this off if I shenanigans. November 20th. It's 36 days. No, it's not gonna, unless I'm like 1 day shy. Uh, if I put it at the top of my queue, it should benefit from any economic capacity surplus I get. Uh, you know, I might benefit for a week if it's really close. Yeah, I'll sell some stuff. I'll sell some more Springfield rifles at a discount. There we go. So I just list a bunch of discounted rifles you can buy.
Uh, Springfield
Yeah, you should be able to buy that amount up. I think it's 1,200 worth. Um,
18 1863. I see.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need to put a lot of factors on it for there even be a prayer of um how many factories do you have available to buy?
6.
Six. Yeah, if you do
I can put
six,
4 in for 2 deliveries.
uh the more you put on it, the bigger each delivery is, I think. Or no, yeah, the bigger each delivery
Yeah.
is. So you probably if you put all six on, maybe there's a prayer that I get this done on time. That's the only way I can think of it happening.
Okay.
Uh construction speed 8925. I'll put modified by yeah, because I'm running free trade, so I can gain up to a third speed, and I'm only at about like 35 minus 50. Yeah, I'm actually minus 15% before the infrastructure, so that could go from I'm at 85% speed, and that could get up to 120%. So almost a 50% increase in speed. The problem is I'll only get a benefit for the last week. Uh, it'll be dependent on some of the other stuff. Without running the numbers like crazy, I don't know if I'll make it, but it may be worth a shot. Kind of depends on the AI contracts. They're buying all this stuff from me. Um, how many deliveries is that, by the way? The
2.
rifles, two. I just two. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't type your factories too long. Pause again. I don't know if this will work or not, but it definitely was, I guess, short of a bunch of number crunching. Because that'll give 900 capacity surplus and 4 days. So France gives me some surplus. 4 days, 9 days. It's gonna be close. I think I'm gonna fall just shy, but maybe I won't. Yeah, you need the rifles anyhow to send to Spain, so
Yeah. I need some convoys too.
yeah. How many do you have free right now?
Just 2.
Oh, when you get a third, you're currently running some rifles to the Republic, or you don't because you don't have the convoys.
Not right now. I had to stop.
Oh, when you get a third, you can send some more. Um, oh yeah, and I was gonna cancel my purchase of convoys when I got oh next delivery 24 days. That's the different one. Hold on. Buying from Mexico. Next delivery in 5 days. Expect convoys 4 days. Yeah, I missed the. I was gonna cancel it before and I forgot. But yeah, I'll cancel after this next delivery if convoys arrives from you, and then you'll get some of your convoys back. 9 of them, which should make a big difference. There we go. Just got a delivery from you. I'm gonna cancel this contract. Oh, I do get back 75. Did that come back as economic capacity surplus? Said you would gain 75. Must have gone somewhere. Oh yeah, it did. That might actually Oh, that could have been gamed. Geez, maybe I should have
Hmm?
canceled it earlier. I just learned when you
Yeah.
cancel a contract, you get back as capacity surplus whatever you were partway through a delivery, which can be used to concentrate a bunch of industry into something
Oh.
on.
Huh.
Hold on, I think we can exploit this here.
Hmm.
Um, do you have anything you can put on the market to sell right now besides convoys and those basic rifles?
I have some total artillery.
Oh, yeah, put that for sale at jacked up prices.
All of
Uh,
it?
yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna buy some of it and then cancel the contract partway through, turning factory output into economic capacity surplus. It's
Okay.
kind of an exploit, but I don't care. I'm curious to see how this works, and I think it's stupid you can only put 15 factories on construction, anyways. But mostly, I'm just curious to see if this works. Maybe if it does, I think it does. Um, I'm also kicking myself for. I really wish it would tell you what date mission expires instead of just telling you 30 days, because stupid things
Yeah.
use the calendar. And this isn't like stars where every month is 30 days. It's a stupid real life calendar where
Oh
some
God.
months are
Right.
28 days and some are 31, and who can ever remember which is which, you know?
Oh yeah.
I mean, just off the top of your head. You're
Hmm.
lucky to remember your current month. It makes it hard to calculate when something is like 6 months from now, exactly what day it
Yeah.
ends. But yeah, you just put some artillery up.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Sort it to stuff by Mexico. Oh, you have convoys for sale on the market. I don't know
Ooh.
if you realize that.
Right. I take those back.
Yeah, take those
Forgot about
back
those. Then I
and
can.
do more deliveries to the.
Yeah. There we go.
Hmm.
How come you waited until the delivery was made before canceling?
Because I thought that anything that was left over would just go to waste. I didn't realize that
Oh yeah.
it would turn into capacity surplus and I would get it back. If I had known that, I would have canceled earlier because that capacity surplus would have actually been really useful to me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I literally, in trying to avoid a bug, actually avoided a system that would have worked to my advantage. And, all right, I'm going to just punch a bunch of factories here into this purchase, then cancel in a few days. Uh,
Oh.
uh,
Oh, there it is.
there's the Soviet Civil War. I was right that there was no way I could join their faction before, and I
Oh, it's
believe,
tiny.
yeah, and that's
Trotsky just said Ukraine. Barely.
it looks bad for the Trotskyites, but actually they start with like most of the army in that tiny area, and
Oh
then in a
yeah.
little while,
It,
in like a week, all these partisans will pop up all around the Soviet Union, and it'll look like Soviet Union got chicken pox.
ah.
It so yeah, that's it looks bad, but actually Stalin's probably gonna lose. Um, it looks bad for Trotsky, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
All right. I've got anti-disestablishmentarianism now. So now I can transfer lands to the church when I need to.
yep. And now you can start on state education without locking yourself out of that if you need to do it sooner.
Yeah. It'll cost me 5 stability, but increase factory output. All right. Do you want me to get state education then?
Yeah, it'll get you a
Yeah,
research
that's
slot.
pretty important.
Yeah, research slots are massively important. So that would come to this. That's interesting feedback. Um, all right, I'm gonna cancel the artillery purchase. No, that's the wrong one. That's the selling to Mexico. That's the exactly the wrong one to. Uh, no, I'm gonna cancel the buying. You'll gain 150.
Lev Trotsky.
Yep, that's his like
Thought it
full
was
name.
Leon.
That's an English. That's like an
Oh,
Americanization of his name. His
right.
real name was Lev Trotsky. So
That makes sense.
yeah, it's typical. Americans can't even we can't even pronounce other people's names correctly. We just call someone whatever we want to call them. It's annoying to the rest of the world, I'm sure. Uh, extra from economic capacity surplus 23.58. It's probably maxed out. Oh, it's also going to other stuff too. November 28th. There's 31 days in October, aren't there?
Yeah, yeah. 31st is Halloween.
Shit. It might be. Let me. Is this calculating this correctly? Yep, it is. Even with the capacity surplus, even if I keep it up constantly, the factory won't be done for 31 days. Now I have 23. Yeah, so it's
Damn.
a lost cause. I'm just gonna stick it uh down a bit. Um, after all, military factories slow down my civilian economy snowball. I need to start getting some.
Should we cancel our contract after one delivery? Or should we just deliver the whole thing?
Oh, I already canceled the artillery thing.
Oh, I know. I mean the infantry equipment I'm buying with all my factories. I
Oh,
don't want to keep them off
how many rifles do you have in
production
stockpile right
too
now?
long. Not that many. 500.
And how many is it send with the cost each time you take that decision?
Um, it's a good question. I don't really remember. 150? Or maybe it is 500.
Yeah,
Shoot, I don't know.
I thought it was like 500 each time it cost you. Could be wrong.
Yeah, but it hasn't been hurting my stockpile from what I can see. Not too
Probably,
badly.
probably because you've
Mm,
been
I
building
guess
up,
we'll see.
probably been getting rifles faster than it's been costing rifles.
Hopefully.
Um,
So am I getting my artillery back? Or are they still on the market?
you should be getting the artillery back.
Oh,
Um,
I think they're on the market still.
oh
Yeah, let me pull them off.
yeah,
There we go.
the AI one I should buy it, but yeah, if the AI was gonna buy the artillery, you could put them on the leave them on the market at a high price, like a jacked up price, and if the AI buys it at a
Yeah.
high price, it's probably better to have the money, the capacity surplus, than it is to have the artillery.
All right. I'll sell like 80. Okay.
Hold on, the Soviet Civil War screwed up my purchase of chromium.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's because it bought them from it transferred the contract over the Trotsky side instead of the Soviet
Hmm.
Union.
Yeah, I don't remember trying to buy steel from you. So maybe I was trying to buy oil and I accidentally misclicked.
Yeah, it starts off
You
on
think I should buy
steel.
some oil?
No, right now you got to focus on your industry snowball,
Okay.
which I think you should be. How close to that factory in Sonora? or those two factories in Sonora?
Um, about a quarter.
Yeah, and you have two queued up, right? So that the overflow will go
Yep,
into the
it's
second one.
cute. I have two queued up. Yep.
Cool. Um,
Man, I really hate British multinational corporations. I really want to nationalize my oil. That would be really, really helpful.
yeah, they it it would, but then the British might attack you, might
Yeah.
declare war on you if you do it. So
Mm-hmm. And they're probably going to be an ally this game, right?
um, against the Germans, yeah, quite possibly. I don't know how this is gonna play out. There's a lot of unknowns here.
Yeah. Because you wanted me to go to Royal Dutch Shell instead of nationalized oil fields.
Uh, yeah, then you can join the British faction for a while, or it gives you the option to do it. It adds to oil production. It gives you a couple research boosts that you wouldn't get if you nationalize the oil fields, and it adds to production Kuhila, which you actually have the resource rates back from already. So
Yeah.
it'll actually increase the amount of oil you keep, not as much as nationalizing, but it will still get you more oil, and it'll let you potentially it won't aggravate the British and risk that they declare war on you over
Hmm.
resource rights, and you can potentially join the British faction. Um, or I think maybe that just diverts to whoever's democracy, so it might not work anymore at that point, or might join my faction. Um, oh yeah, you can also purchase Belize if you do that. That was the really big
British
thing.
Honduras.
Yep, also
That's
known
what they're
as
calling Belize?
yep. That's
Hmm.
what I think it was called this time period of time.
Weird.
But yeah, you can. They
Never heard of
renamed
that.
when they got independence. They decided they'd rather be called Belize. So
Yeah,
um,
that makes sense. It's already Honduras.
yeah, but then you can liberate it like once you buy it off them. I don't know if you can core it via one of your like March
Hmm.
South decisions, but if you can't
I
core it,
I think. Yeah, I have an integrate Belize decision.
yeah. So yeah, you could
So yeah, I
potentially
could buy it off them.
you can buy it off them. You could potentially core it someday, but actually the really useful thing is to buy it and then release it as a puppet. Then they'll get like 10 slots, and then you can reintegrate it through the autonomy system later. At which point, but as a communist puppet, they'll produce a lot. Like they only have 52,000 manpower in the whole state, of which you never can get more than about 5,000,
Yeah.
or well, 10 with all adults served. So you'd get at most 10k manpower from recruitable population there, and that's if you're under all adult serve. But if they're a puppet and they do indoctrination, they get 400 manpower a week from indoctrination. They'll probably also do ideological loyalty, which means 700 or something like that, or 900. So
Okay.
you'll get a ton of manpower through colonial divisions from as if you keep them as a puppet. It's probably more worthwhile than coring them. If you march south as a fascist, you want to core everyone, but as a communist, you may actually want to keep them as puppets. At least those who haven't
Hmm.
already locked themselves into non-communist trees, which most of them will be locked into non-communist trees. But Belize, because it doesn't currently exist, you should be able to ensure that might be the only one you don't want to core is Belize.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
That works.
I'll unpause it. But yeah, um, the ability to purchase Belize, that's really nice. Republic of Austria seeks to rearm. They want to, I can tell them no, costs me a political power, or yes, and I gain political power and they like me more. I'll take the political power and let them rearm. Thank you very much. I actually
Who's rearming?
Austria,
Ah, okay.
which is fine. They'll either get attacked by Germany or Italy, and whoever attacks them will get raffle stomped by
Yeah.
France, the UK, and me. um,
They. Oh, I take it they weren't allowed to rearm because of the First World War.
yes, because yeah, Austria-Hungary was balkanized into Austria, Hungary, Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, um,
Yeah.
and Albania, which had been part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, sort of, at the end. And yeah, and I think that even parts of Romania. So it was
Yeah.
balkanized into a,
Transylvania.
yeah, Transylvania, I think, was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the rest was
Yep.
an independent Romania. So, but yeah, they gave part of their territory to Romania and balkanized the rest of it into one, two, three, four, five countries. Not quite as bad as
Yeah.
Yugoslavia, which is like what, six or seven now, but
Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro, and
Herzegovina
Serbia. Oh, and
and Kosovo. Don't forget Kosovo.
and
Kosovo.
Southern Macedonia.
Is
So
Southern Macedonia an independent country? I thought it's just one of
yep.
those disputed areas that.
No, that's Kosovo. Kosovo is the one that's disputed.
Yeah.
It's technically Serbia. Well, no, I think yeah, it's disputed. It's like a breakaway region from Serbia, Kosovo.
Oh yeah, that's the Republic of Macedonia or whatever. That
But
if they're
yeah,
calling it Southern Macedonia now, that makes no sense.
yeah,
It's actually the
it
northern part of
yeah.
Macedonia.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Southern Macedonia is the region in Greece, like
Yes.
Thessalon Thessaloniki. Sorry, Northern Macedonia is what they've been calling it recently, rather than the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, which was a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah. Isn't Kosovo an independent country? I thought it is.
I'm not really sure. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's. I'll just look it up. I don't
I'm
think
per-
it's fully independent.
I'm pretty sure it's Kosovo, Monten.
Yeah, it only has partial diplomatic recognition.
Yeah. Some countries recognize, some don't, but effectively it is, even though it's disputed. So there's Macedonia, Kosovo, Serbia,
So
Montenegro,
7.
one, two, three, Bosnia Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia. Yes, I think that's seven countries. Maybe there's an eighth I'm missing. It's insane. It's more than the Austro-Hungarian Empire was divided into, and the
Yeah.
Austro-Hungarian Empire was much bigger.
Yeah.
It's typical. It's a tool of domination. Break your, you know, break potential geopolitical, break nations that might have been able to stamp you into so many pieces that they're all too weak to have any real independence.
Yeah.
It's a typical tool of
And
imperialism.
how did Yugoslavia come into existence? Like
It was
after
one of the. It was
after
part
World
of.
War One?
Yeah, it was one of the. That's one of the five countries the Austro-Hungarian Empire was balkanized into:
Yeah, but
Yugoslavia, Hungary,
I thought
Austria.
half of it was like Ottoman, wasn't it?
Um, Earlier, the Austro-Hungarian Empire ate up parts of the Ottoman Empire as it was collapsing. So yeah, parts of it I think may have been Ottoman until World War One, but most of it was Austro-Hungarian. So yeah, like I think Kosovo might have been part of Kosovo and Macedonia. I think were part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the
Yeah.
rest, uh,
Maybe parts of Serbia as well.
sub.
I know Bulgaria.
What's I think the area that's labeled southern Serbia on the map here was also part of the Ottoman, and then everything else was Austro-Hungarian. And technically Albania, it was ruled by Habsburg, so it was kind of, I don't think it had been fully integrated, but it was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire effectively. It was like a puppet state. So yeah, Albania, Yugoslavia, Austria, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia, and parts of Poland, all Austro-Hungarian. Yeah, I'll unpause it. Um, just completely, let's make 50 countries out of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, hey, yeah, yeah. The Trotsky's definitely starting to push. Oh
no,
yeah, they've got a much larger army
yeah,
from what I can tell.
yeah, they're gonna, yeah, that's why it's people look at territory and they're like, oh, this side's weak. No, they have all the troops. Empty land doesn't win wars. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the
All right.
Trotsky has control of like the whole Red Army, and I mean, it makes a little bit of sense because historically he was the guy who built the Red Army, so he probably knew
Oh,
a
and
lot of the
yeah, I
people.
see the pockets starting to show up everywhere.
Yep, chicken pox.
Jeez.
Yeah, every one of those is like a random tiny division that popped up in the middle of like Soviet territory, I
Yeah.
believe, a partisan division. There's no way that they can like deal with them all. um, like they're as good as dead, pretty
Yeah.
much.
All right.
Hmm. Well, I'm just gonna queue up another cruiser here. Um, light cruiser. Uh, until that's done. Probably just put on one for now. Yep. All right. I'm gonna pause it. Producing all what the common community parlance for this is roach destroyers, just garbage quality destroyers. They're there mainly to screen the bigger ships. Not really garbage quality. People call it that just because they're not armed to the teeth, but
Yeah.
like it has two torpedo arrays and a light gun and depth charges and anti-air guns. It's actually pretty heavily armed. It's just a tiny little ship. You don't
Yeah.
have to give everything heavy torpedo arrays and max upgraded guns for it to, you know, that's just players assuming that something isn't the highest level equipment that's available, then it must be crap. Not really with destroyers. The hull is so cheap that and it doesn't have that much hit points. You're better with just more cheaper destroyers, and
Yep.
they're faster. Like the more weapons you add to a destroyer, the slower it gets. You know, you give it a heavier torpedo rate, it slows it down. You give it a bit better gun, slows it down. Like any supposed upgrade you can give it to a destroyer will make it slower. Like yeah, even just upgrading the gun will take 0.3 kilometers an hour off the speed. Um. Anyways, and not necessary for a destroyer that's there mainly to hunt subs and escort convoys. It already costs 1,000 for one of them. 1,023 5.5. It's not cheap for that price. For the price of five of those, they could build a light cruiser, a really good light cruiser that would have almost 5 times the hit points, and it would have armor, and it would have bigger, better guns and more anti-air.
I have a lot of Navy experience now.
How much?
173.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll get you like three special
Ships
forces
ships
doctrines.
keep sinking.
What?
Ships keep sinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh well.
it's kind of difficult to get Navy XP without doing Chief of Navy, which is a lot of political power you really can't afford right now. You need
Yeah.
it for other things. So, cool. I mean, there's doctrines, there's tech boosts, and there's forming your Marine Corps. There's so many
Oh,
things.
it's 250 units of guns.
Oh, and how many do you have in stockpile right now?
Still 500.
Yeah, so only enough to run a couple times, but you should have the convoys since you got all the ones back. You should have plenty of convoys now, right?
Yeah, well, I've got 9, yeah,
Yeah.
unused.
Yeah, you could probably start sending the communes some rifles now. They're actually kind of not doing quite as hot as expected.
All right.
Civil War won't go on forever, so. Oh, and how long till you can cite tensions again?
4 days.
Cool.
Oh, should I cancel the
Hmm?
the infantry equipment purchase now that one delivery has been made?
Uh,
Because I have 0 factories working right now.
oh, you got that one that's.
The 6 I gave you to help speed up
Yeah, you're
your
doing 30.
factory.
Yeah, I would just. I would keep running it. You need the army experience. Like,
Even though
you're.
I have nothing being constructed right now.
Yeah, you're gonna. I mean, factories are really important, but the other thing you're balancing this with is getting a strong enough army that you can just pour south and conquer, like Guatemala, Honduras,
Yeah.
Nicaragua,
Oh, I
El
can afford Grand
Salvador.
Battle Plan now.
Oh yeah, you should definitely do that. Um, that's gonna be like key to building up your military. And how much command power do you have? Since one of the reasons.
75.
Oh yeah, you're getting up towards a cap. You can probably promote another general to field marshal. Maybe the guy who's in the south. Oh yeah, that was one of the other things you might want to wait on before you launch that attack is promoting that guy and waiting for the debuff to expire.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
The
that guy.
infantry officer?
Yeah, you can promote him to field marshal and give him an offensive doctrine. And once the debuff expires, he'll be a little better at attacking.
Offensive doctrine?
Yeah, it'll give him +1 attack skill.
Okay. Isn't defensive doctrine good for that too, though?
Uh, no, defensive doctrine. I think I said there's like 3 uses of it.
Oh,
For level 1 and 2 skill level generals to be able to roll elastic defense,
oh, because
which
it just gives you entrenchment. It doesn't give you defense.
it's only active on field marshals. So
Yeah.
the max entrenchment when a general has it, the only things it does is allow him to roll the elastic defense tactic, which is arguably the best defense tactic in the game, but they can roll it anyways. It doesn't if they have 3 skill, which he does. So like that doesn't benefit him in any way. I took a peek
Ah,
when I was taking
okay.
a peek at Mexico. So that
So
it
offensive
can allow
doctrine
you
then.
to make him a chief of the army entrenchment specialist. So like the guy, I think you have Cowes or whoever currently a field marshal, and he'll eventually be a.
Yep.
Eventually, you can make him a entrenchment specialist chief of the army someday, like way down the line if you want. Maybe right before he reaches skill level 6, and that's only if like you have a lot of coastline defend, and it could be more useful than extra breakthrough at that point. And what was the third benefit? There was some minor third thing, but I oh yeah, maybe it no. I think it was mainly those two. Those are the two main benefits. I think there may have been some very other minor thing, but I can't remember what it is right now. So yeah, it's not that useful. Offensive doctrine is usually the way to go for when you put the choice between those two. So,
Okay.
um, that being said, I should probably. Eisenhower starts off with offensive doctrine. I should probably at some point give someone defensive doctrine. Problem is all my people are advisors, so they can't be. Oh god, I hate that song. Blood of your heroes. I'm growing to despise it more and more. Yeah, I was gonna promote someone to field marshal. I'm just trying to pick who. Mark Clark, maybe. Field marshals rarely get injured. Kruger. Oh, he's brilliant strategist. Yeah, he's the guy to promote. Career officer, brilliant strategist. Reese Rose. Also brilliant strategist. Okay, yeah, sorry, I was just promoting a couple of my generals to field marshal before I forget to spend my command power myself. You there, Joe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So by the way, folks on YouTube, I'm gonna cut the video here because it's almost 2 hours and start a new one. Ciao.